What's going on, world? How y'all doing? How are y'all doing this evening? Let me get myself a little comfortable. It's your boy, your man, King Bishop. I'm recording this. It's Friday night, going into Saturday morning. I'm out here at the Loves. I'm in Fort Worth, not too far from the Dallas-Fort Worth line. Just ran a load from. I wish I could make it brighter. A little better. Just ran a load from Durham, North Carolina, on down here. It's my second load over here with my new carrier. The first load I had went from Chesterfield, Virginia, down to Concord, North Carolina, which is right there at Charlotte, and then they headed back up to Durham, picked up this load and delivered it. So I'm running. Like I said, I got that load off my back about 4 o'clock this afternoon. So waiting on my next load now. But as promised, I want to tell you guys why I left Interstate. Now, like I said before, I know Interstate watches my videos. And yeah, I vape, y'all. If you haven't known it, I've been vaping a very, very long time. Tell by the scrapes and scratches on the bottom of the box, this ain't new. But anyway, I know Interstate subscribed to my channel. I hope they watch this, and I hope they attempt to try to learn something or fix some of the issues that are going on around there. I don't think they will, but it will be nice. So reason one why I left Interstate. One, the market got flooded. I was pulling containers out of Jacksonville. Everything was pretty good. Everything was going well. Even during the slow season was supposed to be slow, December I ran just as hard as any other month. As a matter of fact, December I ran harder than I normally run. January was slow as you expect, but it wasn't horrible. And then the end of January going to all of February and beginning of March were unbearable. And one, the market was flooded. Interstate hired too many drivers. When I first started, they were not doing orientation anywhere but in Lebanon on the East Coast. They started doing orientation in Jacksonville, which, they're having 8 guys a week come through orientation with no loads to run them on. They got flooded. Partly, I will say, it's because of people like me who do YouTube and broadcast numbers and carriers, and people expect to make the same amount of money that you're making, so they come. I don't know, but Interstate hired them. They don't have the freight to move them. People are leaving just as fast as they come, and Interstate doesn't care. Number 2 reason why I left Interstate, January 1, they changed our contracts. They changed our money. When I first started Interstate, we were getting 68% of the load. They mandated that we switch over to mileage. At first, they gave us the option. They said, hey, you got the choice, switch over to mileage or stay on percentage. I wanted to stay on percentage. But then they said, nope, you have a choice now. Go to mileage. So they put everybody on mileage, and I don't like that because now I'm chasing miles again. And what basically happened is when you're pulling containers for Interstate, 95% of your loads are going to go like this. You're going to run up empty, come back down loaded. Before, 68% was paying me about $1.24 a mile, all miles. What they did was, and that was including the fuel surcharge. And what they did was it changed over to $1.30 a mile loaded and $1.10 a mile empty, which averaged you out to be about $1.20 a mile. That'll work well for you when you get a loaded leg and an unloaded leg all on the same settlement. But what happens a lot of times, say for instance like me, I would go home on Saturday with a load picking up in Newport News. That's empty, okay? Well, I would only get $1.10 a mile for that leg, because when I picked up on Tuesday, I'm in a different pay week. You see what I'm saying? So basically, I would be losing 13, 14 cent a mile on that load. Now, the loaded leg on the way back, I would get $1.30. I'd be gaining a little bit, but a lot of times with Interstate, you're kicking and scratching for loads and miles that you need everything to be about the same. You can't afford for one to outweigh the other, because you're not running consistent enough for that. I would go down on Wednesday morning. I would go pick my load up on Tuesday, take it back home, get up early Wednesday, maybe 2 in the morning, run to Jacksonville, looking for a load. Oh, no, there's no freight. Get up Wednesday, there may or may not be a load. And then they hired too many people from Atlanta, so I couldn't run weekend loads. I used to run weekend loads to kind of boost up my settlement. And all of that stopped. That's part 2, if you can kind of keep up with my rambling, of why I left Interstate. Another reason why I left Interstate is because although they are nice, I will say that the people are nice, Interstate does not have an owner-operator program. So what I mean by that is your dispatchers or your fleet managers or whatever they call them, they don't even know what it takes for you to be profitable. They have no clue. To me, a company that has a good owner-operator program will have a program set up with people that are set up, that are paid to try to make sure you're transitioning well, because especially when you take brand new owner-operators or lease purchase operators, whatever you guys want to call them, they have people set up so that they're making sure you're being profitable, running your truck the right kind of way. Make sure you're not going home too much. Make sure you're going home enough. All those kind of things. Interstate doesn't care. They don't have a program. So what happens is I come in scratching and moaning that I need loads because I'm still in the hole. And they don't even know that because they're not managing that. And another thing is, as I began to leave, it was only maybe 7 dispatchers in Jacksonville. When I started, only 2 of them were doing owner operators. Then it moved over to 3. 3 moved to 5. Like just about everybody does owner operators now. So you have people who do not have, you have dispatchers and fleet managers that don't have experience dealing with owner operators. So they don't understand why you say, I don't want a load that is 400 miles when I have a fresh clock and today is Tuesday. I need to cover my expenses. I don't want a 400 mile load. I want a load that's going to be 900 miles, 1,000 miles, 800 miles. Those are loads I need to get myself out of the hole. I can worry about making money later, but right now I need to get out of the hole. I got a truck payment, I got insurance, I got fuel. And they don't understand that because they have zero experience dealing with owner-operators. So it was horrible. You're fighting and fussing with people every week, kicking and scratching. Another thing I don't like about Interstate, well, I didn't like about Interstate because it don't matter what I like now because I'm gone, was they make decisions. See, Jacksonville, the container division runs as like a separate side of the company. They would change things on the freight, on the load board side of it, and wouldn't change things on the container side of it. So to me, they never consulted us on what was working, what wasn't working. You have loads that, like for instance, they're giving out bad addresses, bad phone numbers on loads, which makes your job hard, as you know. They're paying 30 and 40 and 50 miles less than what the actual mileage is on the load. You can't be successful that way, especially when you're only giving out 350 mile loads. A 350 mile load turns out to be 390 miles. We just added, 80 miles to your round trip. Well, that's $100, $120 that you could have been profiting. You could have been making extra on that load, which you spend in fuel to run, which means you should be getting paid for it. I don't like that. I didn't like that. Another thing I didn't like about Interstate is Interstate was stealing from the drivers. And what I mean by that is the fuel discounts. Sorry, y'all got cut off, but like I was saying, another thing I don't like is the fuel discounts. You look at it this way. So whenever you have a Calm Data card, Calm Data has a negotiated rate with every major truck stop for a certain amount of a fuel discount. So for instance, if fuel is $2.40 a gallon, diesel is, the Calm Data price is probably going to be somewhere around $1.95 or whatever. With Interstate, you were only getting 10 cents off for the cash price. So right now, that same diesel was $2.40 a gallon, which is not that low. But if it was $2.40 a gallon for the cash price, the credit price would be about $2.45. We were getting 10 cents off that cash price. So that if it was $2.40, we were getting it for $2.30. Where Interstate is only paying Calm Data $1.95. So they're getting, what, 35 cents per gallon profit on the drivers, on the owners, and that's not right. That's stealing, man. And so the way I look at it is, if you're going to cut rates, freight is going to be slow. You got too many drivers. You should have did something to try to make it work for us. Release the fuel discount or something, but they didn't do that. And so those are some of the reasons why I left. I want to do a part 2 on why I left, so I can get out, the whole spiel. But as always, I appreciate you guys for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know you like the video so I can keep putting them out there. As always, y'all be easy. God bless y'all. Peace.